Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. Kind of tired tonight, but you know what? I got the storage room whooped. I must have like 100 controllers in this controller bin. That's one part of becoming a game dealer. You have bins full of random things, but I got my organization on point. Got me a bin of controllers, bin of consoles, bin of power cables, bin of connector cables. It's all kind of coming together, right? I do got a problem, and I knew I shouldn't have took it home with me. I knew what it was. Let me explain. I got a problem with Mario and Mario's system. Not that Mario. Different Mario, right? So, story of Mario is weeks and weeks, maybe months ago, he came to me wanting a hard drive for his Xbox 360. Internal hard drive is the Xbox Series, not Series S, Xbox Slim. It's a Slim. And he said he needed one, so I acquired one. And a week goes by, 2 weeks go by. After he said he'd be there next week, as many people often do, they don't come back. Well, Mario didn't come back. So that hard drive that I bought for him, no problem. I wound up putting in one of the many extra S consoles that I have working, but I just need a hard drive with them. Still, though, those are really hard to find. They really are. So I sold that, and I didn't hear from the guy for like months. A couple weeks back, he comes by and he says, what I need. Did he bring the system with him or not? I don't think he did. But he said he needed a little cover corner piece. So it was missing the little cover corner piece, the plastic piece. Said it was missing that and a hard drive. And I says, okay, Mario, tell you what, I have these everywhere at the house. So I took one of the plastic ones off. It was near the end of the day. I wasn't selling the console. I took one off one of the consoles, and I gave it to him. I said, it's on the house. You can have that. I have a lot of that. Because, I'm throwing systems away, and I salvage whatever I can from the system once I throw it away, and it's no good. He left. He said he'd be back. Didn't come back the next week. Came back the week after, and I had the hard drive. So he told me, get the hard drive. I'll be back to get it. Okay. He left out some details about all this. I went to get the hard drive. He came to get it. He had the system with him. Because the deal was, I'm going to get it. We're going to try to put the hard drive in your 360. We'll see if it works. And even if it doesn't, no biggie, because I'm going to use this in one of my, sales anyways. But I didn't really want to have to get it if I didn't need it at that moment. I don't like buying ahead on a whole lot of things, and I prefer to try to sell my 360 whites before the blacks. They tend to sell better, I guess, because I have them at a lower price point. He left out a really important bit of information for me, and I don't like when people leave out information. I had it. I was ready to sell it to him, and he says, well, how do I know it works? I'm like, well, this is brand new, and if it doesn't work, you can take it back. He's like, no, how do I know if the system works? This motherfucking Mario didn't even test the system out before he asked me to get him a hard drive. See, that's a no-no. You don't ask me to acquire something before you test something else. Turns out, all he had was the box itself. He left out some important details. The fact that, I don't know, he might need, there's a list here. Yes, a hard drive, but also power cord, also connector cord, unless he has the HDMI, also a controller, and am I forgetting something? You need a controller, power cable, hard drive, connector cable. Okay. Oh, yeah. You might want a game also to test it out on. gave me the system. He was assuming that I had that cable, and he wouldn't get off of that. He kept going like, "You don't have this cable anywhere?" Like he puts it on me, like, well, "You don't have this cable anywhere?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a lot of 360s. I don't have the slim. I don't have that slim cable right here." Yeah, but I understand why he would think I would have the cable because I have a lot of 360s. Fair enough. But he was just shocked I didn't have that cable. So I said, "Hey, here's what we do. I'm still going to have this. Go ahead and, bring that back, next week." I'm just saying he can bring that back when he finds out if it works or not. But no. He insists that I take it with me to test it with my cables at home. I really didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that for various reasons. I shouldn't have done it for various reasons. I should have, but he was very insisting, But that's my bad. That's my bad. Because now I'm in a situation because I took his 360 home, I tested it out, and yeah, no red ring, fired up, just fine, went to the main menu, but just as I suspected, there's something wrong with it. At first, the disk drive was not coming open. It was not. I had to pry it open, then hit some spray on the inside, as I often do, as I showed you all with the white ones. Problem is, I don't know why it is, but I can fix the disc trays on the white ones, but not the later versions ones. I don't know why. They're just different, I guess. But I can easily fix them. Hell, this past weekend, I just fixed one of the 360s for a guy, a buddy of mine there. He was surprised. I was actually a little surprised too. Same day I believe this happened. I was thinking this might be one I couldn't fix. But after a while, it gets through all that stuff, but it fixed that one. I tried for free. I'm not going to charge this guy to fix his system. I'm a good guy. I'm trying to do what I can with it, but I couldn't fix it. Couldn't fix it. There was a disc in there, Sims 3, and it wasn't playing because it had the perfect circle. So I'm putting things together here. All right, the disc tray's messing up, probably messed this disc up, put the perfect circle on it. It seemed to have like a grindy kind of sound to it. But I even tried to do my process and fix the disc, but I couldn't fix that disc. So I have a system. I'm going to have to explain to the guy. There's no good news here. There's really no good news. At least if I could have got the disc working, I could have said, "Hey, good news, the disc is working." But I can say, "Hey, find out what your problem is." System turns on just fine. Doesn't overheat. No red ring, nothing like that. Your disk drive has bad failure. And the thing about these discs, actually, there's no good news. Because I'm going to say to the guy, like, "Listen, system, the best you could hope for is to replace a disk drive. But unless you can actually physically fix these disk drives, you're just going to have a DVD player." So essentially, the system is worthless. I want to give the guy hope. I can tell him I'll give him some numbers. I'll write down some numbers. I'm going to do what I can for him, refer him. Now, we're going to have an issue if Mario tries to say and lay the blame on me and say, like, "Well, you broke my system and I want a system now." I hope that's not going to be the case. I hope that ain't going to happen. Because I'm going to tell the guy, like, "Listen, this is a little messed up here because weeks and weeks ago, you first asked me to get a hard drive for a system that you hadn't even tested out, which puts it on me to get the hard drive to buy something for your system that's not even tested. And you give it to me with no cables, so then I have to take it home, take my time, my effort to try to get the thing working for free with no charge." I kind of get the feeling like this guy's not going to be like that. He seems like an okay fella, but I'm going to be raising hell if that's the case. I hope it don't come to that. Hope it doesn't. I just don't like taking people's things home. I don't. Now, how do I shift this into sales? Only if he asks, then I'll say, like, "Listen, I sell them for $100. with a game, and they're guaranteed. So whatever this is, you don't have to deal with this anymore. I mean, it could be he picked up the system for $10 or something. And I'll tell him whenever there's a case, and I'll tell all of you, whenever you're out somewhere and there's an Xbox 360, but there's no power cable, there's no controller, there's no connector cable, it's even missing the corner pieces, the plastic pieces, the moldings. When there's no hard drive in there, chances are it has been deserted. It has been stripped clean. It is basically a car in a junkyard that has all the goodie taken off of it because the engine is messed up.